Let's start with a preview of NWSL Challenge Cup. We've got midweek action going off on Wednesday. You can catch the matches on Paramount Plus, of course. Let's start with a preview of Racing Louisville versus Chicago Red Stars. We've got a Central Region battle. We've got Chicago Red Stars coming off of a win against Orlando Pride in the regular season, their first win in over a month. And we've got Racing Louisville, who hit a bit of a snag, right? They suffered their first loss in a couple of games. They went on a little bit of a run there. Some good form from this team. Savannah DeMello with a lot of breakout play. Jordan, you're our guest today. I'm going to go with you. We like to make picks on this show. I think,
and we hold you accountable to them. So
just
stay tuned.
Just maybe going off of recent form. Do you have a winner and a loser in this one? Do you think maybe this is going to shake out to a draw?
I think that just when you look at these two teams and how teams have been playing in the Challenge Cup as of this new iteration of it, where it's in the middle of the season, we're seeing a little bit more rotation from teams. Not like they're rotating their whole teams. We are seeing a lot of players play in these games. Like I think most of the games I have had 5 substitutes. Like they've used their max substitutes. So they're trying to use these as ways to really get a lot of people with playing time. So when I think about that, I think of the Chicago Red Stars team, and they do not have depth. This is a team who has suffered. They've lost a lot of players over the offseason. They have some injuries that have kept people out. And I think that's going to hurt them in this game. So I'm going Racing Louisville because they do have a little bit more depth. I think of just Katlana, a player who's coming back from an injury. I think this could be a really good opportunity for her to get a start and show a little bit more of, like, we've seen glimpses of the flair that she can bring. But I could see Kim Bjorkegren giving her the nod and giving like her 45 minutes and to run it out against the Chicago Red Stars team. So I'm going Racing Louisville. I don't think it's going to be a big win. It might be 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1. Racing Louisville.
Love it.
I like the scoreline prediction on it too. Going with Racing Louisville. I respect that because I also am going to go with Racing Louisville. Despite their regular season loss to North Carolina, I think they outplayed the Courage a little bit in that game in their moments of possession. I'm super high on Savannah DeMello. This is a player that's going to continue to rise and continue to run with this team because of her ability on the ball to be able to switch the point of attack, to get them out of sticky situations defensively. She's almost like their outlet hot potato player where they need to get rid of the ball. They have to get something to it. They just give it to her. She can spin out of 3 defenders. She can run in transition and find that breakout pass that breaks lines of defense as well. Now, rotation wise, not sure how much we'll see of her. I still think we'll see DeMello though, because if I'm not mistaken, the last Challenge Cup match that Louisville played, the first one that they played, they ended up picking up a win in that, but they played most of their starters. They had a pretty good foundation. They started in the Challenge Cup late, and Kim Bjorkegren wanted to pick up points and wanted to pick up a win. So that's what he did. He played a strong squad. Now, going up against the Chicago side that is very depleted, as you mentioned, Jordan, I just think that maybe we'll see more rotation with Racing Louisville, but the combination between the different players they have, the versatility they have, and the depth, as you mentioned, is going to be crucial for Louisville. I just don't think Chicago is going to have that lucky streak in them. It was lucky that they picked up a win in the regular season.
And just to go on the back of that really quick, is they get their goal at the end of the game against North Carolina with a lot of those players in. So I think we're going to see time from Jordan Baggett, who came over in a trade. Picky Yamsa, I bet will play significant minutes. So yeah, I think there's just a little bit more depth to this Racing squad that is going to allow them to get a good push here midweek.
Yeah, it just sort of feels when you have that quick turnaround from a Saturday to a Wednesday or even a Sunday to a Wednesday, that the team that can actually rotate a bit might have the odds in their favor. I'm with you both, but I don't know if Chicago has a lot of results to say they can really shake things up in a midweek because of their lack of depth. But it's very interesting to note that the couple of results that they do have in the regular season is because they've actually changed some things around. We saw them get that draw against Washington Spirit because they had anticipated to come out to a predictable Chicago Red Stars 3-back. It was more fluctuating during that game. They got the 1-1 draw there, and now we got to see more of a 4-back from Chicago out of their recent win against Orlando. I don't know if they're going to do a different little bit of a tactical change in this midweek matchup, and maybe that could be something that gives them an advantage. Even if they do, I just don't think it's enough. But something else about these midweek matches is we've seen some of these Challenge Cup games get some heavier score lines.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like curious if maybe this is just going to be like a vibes kind of match. Maybe we'll get to see a heavier score line. And something about these central region teams when they meet up against each other. So I've actually got this one pegged as a draw for myself. So you're both going racing. I think this one's going to be a draw.
Are you going draw if it's vibes? It's got to be like 2-2, 3-3.
Yeah, I'm feeling 2-2.
Nice.
Yeah. Maybe Shayna Matthews finally gets back into the mix for Chicago Red Sox. She's finally off that availability report. Maybe she brings some late game magic off the bench. It'll be fun. Let's see. Portland Thorns versus Angel City. Let's head on over to the West Coast. We've got the West region battle between these two sides. Angel City coming off of a tough loss against OL Reign. Portland Thorns coming back to steal a point, get a draw with a late game dramatic header from Reina Reyes. When you're looking at these two teams, Lisa, I'm going to go with you first. You got a winner and a loser in this one, or you feeling the makings of a draw?
I am feeling the makings of a draw. I'm not going to bury the lead in this one. I think Portland Angel City is going to come out with splitting the points at the end of this one. Portland in Challenge Cup, they haven't picked up a win. They got a loss in their opening game. And Angel City, they had a loss in their opening Challenge Cup match. And then they're coming off of a draw, 0-0 against OL Reign. And as you just mentioned, Sandra, Portland is coming off late game equalizer against San Diego from the rookie Reina Reyes. And I was super impressed with the rookies we saw from Portland and I mean across the league. But I think with Mike Norris as the head coach at the Thorns, we're going to see a little bit of rotation from this Portland side. We've talked a lot about the Olivia Moultrie, Christine Sinclair, the champagne problems that he has there. Now is his opportunity to get those depth players that really only get to see 15, 20 minutes in a match just because they're behind some superstars in the world game of football. Get them minutes, get them significant playing time in this match against Angel City. Now's the time. You're going up against a team that in Angel City that needs to pick up points in this Challenge Cup. I think they need to get back on the winning side of things in this game, as well as they're coming off a really tough 4-1 loss to OL Reign in the regular season, despite scoring first in that match. I think with Angel City, they are a team that's maybe lacking a little bit of confidence right now, and Portland can use that to their advantage. However, Angel City, they've still got some good players. COVID protocol taking out some of their players during the regular season. I think we'll see them come back. I'm not sure. This is purely speculation. We don't have availability report yet. But because of that, I think that they'll have a little bit more emphasis in their attacking end. Maybe we'll see June Endo press up higher. We saw her in the left back position. I personally like her higher up the field. She's just much more influential in the game. So I'm going to go with the draw between these two sides. They're going to split points. Neither of them picking up their first win in the Challenge Cup so far.
Okay. All right. Interesting. I like the energy. Jordan, are you going to match that, or are you going different?
I'm not matching it. I'm bringing different energy. But I did. The first thing I had written down, and Lisa and I are on the same page, is just we don't know the availability for Angel City. It's so iffy. But I think one of the things that we didn't see is we didn't see Julie Ertz, and we didn't see Sydney LaRue, who was on the bench for that last game. So
but
is this going to
plays
be
in a Challenge Cup?
What?
Do you think she gets her first minutes in a Challenge Cup game?
I don't know. And now that I'm thinking about it even more, I don't know if she's going to get it because it's in Portland and it's on turf.
Yeah,
so I don't know if she's going to, but but it's a possibility because she has been on the bench. So who knows? And this is an Angel City squad who has been struggling to figure out a way to be consistent in the way that they want to play. I just don't think that they have the ability to rotate with the depth that Portland Thorns does. And so I think the Thorns at home, this is going to be a little bit of a show off for them. Reina Reyes is going to start again, and she is going to have significant minutes and continue to show that she can not only utilize the flank, but she can tuck inside sometimes and be like an additional midfielder. She did that a lot at Alabama. So I think we're going to see more of that. But I think we might see Izzy D'Aquila play her first start in NWSL. This is a player who's come on every single game. She's a Santa Clara alum, so I got to throw that in there. She is just a very intelligent player when it comes to runs off the ball. If you go back and watch the goal that Angel City scored against OL Reign, it comes from a corner kick. But D'Aquila just got on the game, and she the Thorns scored late in the game against
San Diego.
San Diego. She just had gotten in the game. She does 2 pressures, like counter pressures, wins the ball back twice for her team. It goes out for a corner kick. Her work off the ball is equal to what she can do on the ball and with her runs off the ball. So I think that this Thorns team you said it, they have champagne problems. Mike Norris talks about it all the time. He's going to rotate. It's going to still be a very solid performance for them. And I think they're going to run away with this one.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jordan. I think Thorns at home are gonna pull it off. I think the depth is too much. I think between them and the Reign, it fluctuates week to week on who is the deepest team in the league, honestly. And no matter what, it's always out of the Pacific Northwest. I just think Crystal Dunn has been in outrageous form. I mean, we'll see if she actually gets to start in this one or is brought in off the bench, because again, midweek rotation is a factor. I mean, the last time these two teams went ahead, we got that wild draw, and Julie Ertz did play in that game. Although I don't know, I think as the World Cup comes closer, I think it's about not only managing the minutes but seeing where you can get them. And I don't know if Challenge Cup is going to be that type of match. And it's evident that the caliber of player that Ertz is and what that team looks like when she is available for them versus when she is not, you could see it's a stark contrast. So I'm going with Jordan on this one. I'm going Thorns as well in the midweek Challenge Cup game against Angel City. We've got one more pick to make, and we're staying on the West Coast. San Diego Wave FC versus OL Reign. Jordan, I think I got to go with you first on this one because folks might hear you.
Yeah.
Call for this game. What are you thinking so far with these two going head to head?
Well, I think that this might be our chance to see Melanie Barcenas get her first start. I really do. I think this would be a perfect time to, just because of how Laura Harvey also has been approaching these Challenge Cup games. I think Casey Stoney has said she wants to build this young player up in the right way and give her opportunities. So we see her come in when San Diego's down some goals. So they needed to press for her goals. That's when she made her debut, and it gave her the freedom to really be who she is. I think this game is going to give her the freedom to be who she is and show some of the creativity, but also her work rate off the ball. So that's my number one thing. I am calling this game. I want to be on the call when she gets her first start. She is a special player. Yeah. And I think that's what I think of right away. It'll be interesting because you just mentioned it, Sandra. This OL Reign team doesn't matter if they rotate; they're really deep. In their previous Challenge Cup game, they started Shea Holmes, a defender from University of Washington, and Ryan Brown, an outside back. Brown plays right back, and she plays it like Sofia Huerta. I thought Brown was the best player for OL Reign the last time they played in Challenge Cup. And I would imagine she gets another start. Harvey was really high on her performance. So I think I'm going to go with a draw on this one.
Ooh, high scoring, low scoring?
No, I think it's going to be 1-1, lower scoring, but both teams are going to score. I think it is going to be just a solid Reign performance. They're going to have really good moments, but they're going to rotate, and we're going to see just their depth. But from San Diego, I think we'll see some of these players who don't always get starting minutes, but I think Korniak will get a lot more minutes, who's a starter for this squad, and help them centrally. Sierra Enge, who's had a lot of minutes. She might play center back. She actually was a center back too. So I could see her giving one of their center backs a little bit of rest and rotation. But I think San Diego is going to put on a show at home. Snapdragon, how cool is that place? Like they have done such a good job. So I think the vibes are going to be high, but it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
I like that we all picked a draw in one of these games at least. But I'm going to go a little bit the other way, Jordan, because I think this game is going to be high scoring. Sandra mentioned it for the Louisville, Chicago. She thinks it's going to be no defense, all vibes, all goals. I'm kind of feeling that for OL Reign and San Diego because of the rotation we're going to see from both sides. I'm with you. I would love to see the young player Barcenas get her first start, get a goal, right? Or at least be part of a goal scoring opportunity, whether it's the counter press that helps her pick off the pass that then contributes to the goal. Not sure, maybe she'll get her own one, but Cambreros as well, excuse me, not her. Sorry, I'm looking at a different thing. But with the San Diego side being at home, as you mentioned, I think that does give them the advantage. And I'm going to give the Wave the win and Casey Stoney the win over this OL Reign side. But we're going to see a lot, I think, from OL Reign. I think they're going to put up a couple goals. I think that was the emphasis for Laura Harvey's team over the last week or so of training, not just getting shots off, but quality opportunities and making them find the back of the net. And it took them a little bit to get going versus Angel City in the regular season. But once they did, it was bam, 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 4 goals. Now, of course, Megan Rapinoe contributing to a majority of them, getting 3 assists in that game. I think we'll see rest from her, but that doesn't take the foot off the gas pedal for this team and the rest of the players that had been in training and feeling that emphasis of finding the back of the net. So I'm going to go San Diego, but lots of goals.
All right, I respect it. I'm not hearing enough about the coaching matchup between you two, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what Casey Stoney is going to bring against Laura Harvey and vice versa. Look, it's the cooler battle. We'll see them both perched on their appropriate throne, probably overseeing what is being played out in front of them. And look, I was really nervous. I thought I almost saved my draw for this game as well, but I'm going to go with the visiting side. There's something about Laura Harvey and how she is taking on this Challenge Cup and its current iteration, how it's kind of playing alongside and concurrent against the regular season, and kind of trying to use that to her advantage a little bit and maybe get those extra minutes for players who are not, who are kind of, part of that big depth that we've been talking about. So I'm looking for a low scoring game. I'm with you, Jordan, on that, but I'm going to go with Reign to get the breakthrough on it. So we'll see. We'll talk about if we were correct or incorrect, and we'll let everybody know when we do the recap of these games. But
we have all very different picks, which is a good thing. I like when that happens.
Got to have the parity, right? Even on the show, we bring it all the time.